Hi, it's Cheryl. Welcome to Homebridge Studio. I have 6 ideas to share with you today, and this video is part of a collaboration which I will tell you about shortly. But first, let's go make something. And this is number 1. It is a neutral beaded riser. And if you're going to make this, here's some pieces that I have. This was about $7. I think I got it at Walmart at the end of the year last year, and they're big chunky beads, as you can see. I got them for like 75% off. But you can use smaller beads or you can order larger beads on Amazon. I have the square beads. I have, and those are from Dollar Tree. And the 2 hearts, those are from Dollar Tree. I have a Waverly white chalk paint and antique wax by Waverly. And I am just going to brush this wax on both of these. I put some water in my Waverly container here because I was down to the bottom. And I am staining all 4 of these, both sides. So both of them and both sides, front and the back. And I wiped them off with a baby wipe afterwards. And now I am just taking the chalk paint, and this brush is dry. I'm dry brushing the paint on, kind of heavy. I really like this look, and that's why I'm doing it this way. And I did this to both of them and to both sides. Now I have some Titebond quick and thick glue, and I'm putting a little bit on this bead. These are large beads, as you can tell. But like I said, the smaller ones will work just as nice. These are just what I had on hand that I wanted to use. And so I'm just going to put them next to each other. I put a dollop of hot glue on the top one there just to keep it from running away. And the other ones kind of click together nicely, I guess. And by the way, this collaboration is called Love is in the Air. And a big thank you to our lovely and talented hosts, Melinda from the Crafty Doll and Donna from the Creole Crafter. And also the guest host, Tawanda from Tawanda's Blessed Life. Their channel links are in my description box below, as well as the playlist containing all of today's participants. So you can go check that out and see all of this wonderful talent that we have. And I am now finishing this up. So the hole in the beads are connected to each other, so you don't see them from the top. And now I am taking these square beads, and I'm just going to glue 4 of them on the top of this one here, because we're going to glue these 2 pieces together. And I wanted a space in between both of those, just for design purposes. And now I am taking this ribbon from the lacy ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to wrap it around the space there. And again, this is just for decorative purposes. I just thought it was something unique and something different. And I glued it all the way around to the bottom. And if I were to do this again, I would start it on the top of the heart, like in the middle, and as opposed to the bottom here, because you can kind of see that seam. And if you glued it on top, you wouldn't see the seam at all. And so now I'm taking 2 more of these chunky beads. Actually, I have 8 of them, and I'm just gluing 2 of them together. And again, E6000 or Titebond or wood glue, I would use that on this whole entire piece. I'm just doing this for the purpose of this video, but I am going to go back, pull them off, because they will come off, and put some probably E6000 or wood glue to make it permanent. And that's what it looks like so far. And here's a close-up. And here's the next piece we're going to be making, and I show you this little metal frame on the riser, because that's how I styled it. And this is just a real quick little piece. It could be a tier tray piece or just on a little teeny shelf in the corner. So I have this from the Dollar Tree with a little clip on it, And I have a piece of cream color paper. I have the distressed oxide in the color vintage photo, the wood heart, the wood love word, and then a little flower, and that came in a pack from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just measuring the heart on the piece of paper because I want to make a tag out of it, and I'm just eyeballing it and cutting it down. And now I take the distress oxide and I am distressing the edges. The edges a little bit darker, and I also distress the whole piece, but I want the edges darker. And I have a hole punch, and I believe I got that at the Dollar Tree too, and I just put a little hole on the top so I can take some jute and run it through there. My jute was all tangled, if you can't tell. I was kind of fighting with it. I have just a little teeny bit left in this roll. And so I just pulled that through the top, and then I'm just measuring it. I just want it hanging just a little bit. And then I just glue the heart on there. Now it would be really cute if you had like music paper in the background, or maybe words that say like I love you or something like that. That would be kind of cute too, just like in black letters. And then I pop that love up there, and then the little heart in the middle of the heart, or the flower. What am I saying? Heart. And moving right along, number 3. And this is just a double heart. So I have that from the Dollar Tree, and I have a smaller heart. I think I got that from Walmart, but you can get those from the Dollar Tree. I have the pearl ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I don't know where I got the scrapbook paper from. It came out of a book, and I have the ribbon from the Dollar Tree also. And so what I did is this I had painted last year. I was going to do something else and didn't finish it. So I'm going to show you how I did it. I just took pink and white paint, and then you put 3 strips of the painter's tape down. So 1, 2, 3. And I did this on an angle, and then you pull up the center. And then you go 1, 2, 3 again all the way down until you're done, and you pull up the center. And then you just paint it. And so now I'm taking the scrapbook paper, and I'm trying to figure out what flower I want. A flower in the middle. I don't want like pieces of flowers hanging off the side and, just the green paper in the middle. So that's why I was doing that. And I just traced it and then cutting it out. And this is the book I'm just showing you. It might have come from Michael's, but it's a small book of little square pieces. Now I have this glue stick, and I am just gluing the paper right onto the wood. And then I have my brayer, and I'm just pushing down all those lumps from the glue stick. Plus it pushes the paper right into the wood, helps it stick better. And I'm going to take the lace, and I'm going to outline the entire heart with the lace. And again, I would start this on the top of the heart and not, on the bottom, because then you really won't see it. You can tuck it in that little crease on the top, and it would barely be noticeable at all, if at all. And I have my Titebond, and I'm just going to put a bunch on there and just glue it right down in the middle of the heart. I'm pulling the lace out so it's not tucked underneath the wood, because that's what I wanted it to look like, to see that scalloped edge there. And now this was rather tedious, but I did it. I took and glued the string all the way around by just gluing the large pearls on there. And it was kind of tedious because you can't really glob the glue on there. And then I went around in the back and then reinforced it. And then I put just a single rose in the middle right there. I thought this was just really pretty. And then I just put a lace hanger on it, and this is it hanging on my wall. And now for number 4. This is a door swag, and this is made with all Dollar Tree pieces. So if you wanted to make this, you can. I have these 2 pink trees. Now this is like bubblegum pink. I'm telling you, it's pink. If you have the white trees, you can make a red and white one, or any other color, or you could use burlap on it. But anyway, the 2 pink trees, I have the 3 roses here from the Dollar Tree, and I have a bunch of these hearts in red and pink, and I also have that ribbon that I showed you earlier from the Dollar Tree. These we can get rid of. You can put them in a junk box. I don't know what I would use those for, but I save a few of them because one day I might need one. And I'm just fluffing out all this whole messy tree. A lot of these branches are like all stuck together, but instead of pulling them down like you would, I'm pulling them up. And I did it to both of them, and I only did, and they all went up and pointing in one direction, and then the back was flat. And I did it to both, and now I'm going to zip tie them together. So I'm using 3 zip ties here, and I'm going to do the ends first, and I'm not going to pull it really, really tight until I get it to, the way I want it to, because I had to kind of wrestle with this just a little bit. So one on both ends first, and then now the one in the middle. And then I turn around and look at it and make sure that it looks good. It doesn't look lopsided. And now I'm going to tighten them up. So now, if you hang this on your door, those are very sharp. You could cover them up with tape or even like a little bit of felt. I turned mine sideways. And I have this little mini Roomba thing. It's not a Roomba. It's just a little mini vacuum I got from Amazon. Those are really nice for picking up little pieces like this, even glitter. So I take the top of the tree here and I just twist it around to make a little hanger. And then now these pieces almost point in the same direction. So the top has a little loop, and I pointed them all down. So I have this mesh. I don't know if I showed you that mesh earlier, but I have the meshes from the Dollar Tree, and so is the ribbon. And I cut the mesh 9 inches, and then I took the ribbon and I cut that 9 inches too. And if you do make this, I would not make them any shorter than 9 inches. So, and this is kind of tough to cut. I kind of wrestled with this ribbon just because it was so slippery, and it was hard for me to cut it into, like dovetail the ends. Anyway, I take the deco mesh and I roll it up. It looks like a little bow, kind of like that. And then I take the other ribbon and then I just take it and tie it right onto the center of the deco mesh. And then I fluff it out. So I'm going to do it again. So 9 inches. And then dovetail both ends. And then just roll the deco mesh up on each side till it hits the center, and then just tie this onto it. And then again, twist and turn it so it's all fluffed out. And I made 4 of them. I know that you probably should do 3 or 5 or 7, but this was already looking like a big piece of bubble gum. So I just didn't really want any more ribbon on here because I'm going to put a big bow on the top. But I just kind of spaced them out, you know, not one directly on top and on the bottom, and not the 2 directly on the side. They're kind of more on an angle, so they're more spaced out. And then I just took them and I took the 2 branches and I just twisted the branches a couple times around there, the bows, to hold them together. And now I have the ornaments, and the ribbon has some red in it, so it's pink and red, and this is so pink. I just wanted to add some more red into it. But first I take these sparkly pink, light pink ornaments. They're little heart ornaments, and I put one in the middle of each ribbon here, and I just glued them in. And now I only have 3 roses, so I just kind of put, you know, 1 on the top and then 2 kind of on the opposite sides of each other. And then I added some of these little heart ornaments in, the red ones, just to give it some more interest, and so it's just not so in your face pink. And don't get me wrong, I love pink and I love this piece, and it is hanging on my wall. I will probably put it on my front door, or I might make another one too, and that will be another YouTube video. I don't know yet, we'll see. And now, I'm sorry this is out of frame, but I only had a little bit of this ribbon left, and I just wrapped it around itself. So you just take it, you wrap it, you wrap it, you wrap it. So there's only 2 bows in the middle, or 2 loops in the middle on each side. And then now I'm just making tails. So I took a long piece of ribbon, I don't know how long, maybe 12 inches long or something like that, and I just dovetailed both of the ends. And I'm just going to zip tie that together. Actually, I don't think I zip tied. I think I put a pipe cleaner in the middle of it. And then I have another little piece, just a scrap piece of ribbon, the same kind here. And I just, oh, I did zip tie this, okay. I just, instead of dovetailing this little teeny piece, it's like 5 inches long, I just pointed the ends. And again, I'm so sorry this is out of screen. I had been crafting all day, and this was the last one I did, and I was so tired. I wasn't paying attention. I was just kind of making it. But anyway, I just kind of fluffed it up, and there's my pipe cleaner, and I just tied that onto that. And also, if you didn't want to loop the branch of the tree around to be the hanger, you could also hang it from the pipe cleaner too. And now these little side pieces, these little tails, I'm just going to try to like tuck them in a little bit, and I'm going to twist the tree branches around these 2 to hold that in place as well. Now you could, this is kind of small, it's not really small, but it's kind of small for a front door. You could put 3 or 4 of them together, making them longer, or you could zip tie 2 of them, it's like 4 of them together. So 2 together like I showed you, and then put those together side by side and zip tie those, and then that would be really big and very pretty. But I really do like this piece. It turned out really nice, but I said it's not for everyone because it's very pink. But you could customize this. You could use the Christmas trees and just, you know, put burlap in them and a couple of red or pink of the little heart ornaments, or whatever you please. Make it your own. And here is the next piece, and this is what you're going to need if you make this. I have another one of those heart frames, because I think in my last video I told you I had like 10 of them, so I'm trying to use up what I have. I have the roses and this scarf, and they are all from the Dollar Tree, and so is the ribbon. I'm cutting that right out, that seam there. I thought I could tear it out, but it didn't tear. And this obviously is a scarf, and it's a really, really thin. So I'm just going to clip it on the bottom to keep it in place, and then I'm going to wrap this around really well all the way around. And by the way, I just want to thank all of my subscribers. You guys are the best. You're amazing. And a big shout out to you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you for your comments, your shares, and your likes. And if you're not subscribed, come join my Home Rich Studio family. It is totally free. It helps me out a ton. And if you like budget-friendly decor, Dollar Tree crafts, thrift flips, seasonal decor, decorating, and so much more, tap that button and you won't miss a thing. Okay, so this is all wrapped around. And then I'm just kind of being a little fussy with it. This is the back of it. I'm just gluing the extra in the back and then hot glued it down and pushed all the little pieces, the fragment pieces that are hanging off the ends there. And I just took a little bit square and then I just put it on top just to hold it down in the back. And now I have these little plastic flowers, and I'm just pulling the little clip off the back and then clipping the extra little stem that's hanging out from there and then gluing them around. I only have 5 of these. Or wait, do I have, nope, I have 6. I think, or I told you in my last video, I have like 2.5 totes of Valentine's Day decor. I am down to 1.5. So this has been my goal. Anyway, I made a shoelace bow here. I popped that flower off the top and then put the bow down and then put the flower back on. And then I have this lace ribbon that I use a lot in a lot of my projects all year round because I love this stuff. And I'm just going to twist it and twist it just to give it just something different. And then glued that on the back. And this is it hanging on my wall. And here's the final piece, and this is a gnome. And if you make this gnome or any gnome, here's some things you're going to need. I have a pair of socks, I have some polyfill or pillow stuffing, a piece of nylon, I have some rocks, and I have this gnome here. It's from last year. I'm sure they'll have them again this year. Or they had the Santa Claus ones for Christmas. I have the cupcakes here. And so I take the sock and then I fold it down. And then I pour about a 1/3 cup of rocks in the bottom just to give it some weight. And then I take the polyfill or the pillow stuffing or whatever you use, and I just stuff it as much as I want. And this one I'm making for my daughter, so I want it to be a little bit more robust. She wanted a gnome holding that red velvet cupcake, so I'm making this for her. So then I just tied it off and then clipped the extra off, and then I just put some hot glue in there just to hold it together. And now I'm taking some more stuffing and I'm putting it in this. This is going to be the hat. So I folded the top down, the top of the sock down to make it look like a rim of the hat. And then I just put it back on there to see what that was going to look like and if I needed more polyfill in there. Normally I don't put polyfill or stuffing in my gnome's hats, but this one I wanted to do a little bit different. And so now I'm removing the beard from the gnome, and you could use the nose on that too, but I decided I wanted to make my own. And again, I'm putting the hat on just to see what it looks like, to see if I need to cut it down or anything, or if it's going to work. And then I went ahead and glued the beard on. Usually I just glue it on the top in the beginning, and then I glue it all down at the end and make it real permanent. So I took polyfill and I rolled some up and I made a knot on one end of the nylon, and I popped the polyfill in there, and then I knotted the other end, and then I knotted those two ends together and pulled it really tight. And that's the nose. And now I'm making the arms. So I just took the material, I cut it in half, so you have two like kind of squares, almost rectangles. And then I folded one down, one up like this, and then together in the middle, and then put a bunch of hot glue in there. And now I'm taking a little bead and I'm putting it in the end to make the little hands. And I'm going to show you here, if you can see the side of the bead, the hole in the bead, just smush it down, push it down in there and put more glue on it. So the two holes go down on the side. And now I'm fitting the nose in. And then I put the arms in there, and then I didn't glue them down yet, but I did glue the hat on in the back. I pulled the hat all the way down as far as it can go and then glued it. And now I'm going to make the feet. I didn't show you this is optional, but I took, these shoes are from the Dollar Tree in the baby section, and this is gray felt, and I just cut a square out, put the shoe or the booty in the middle, pulled the top and pushed it in, the back pushed it in, and then the sides last pushed it in, and took a ton of hot glue and put it in there and put them aside so they can dry. So I didn't glue the hands down until I could take that cupcake and put it in the hands and see how it was going to sit, because I don't want that cupcake obviously touching its nose. And then after I figured out how that was going to work, then I obviously glued the hands down underneath the hat, and then also the arm, and the arm to the beard. And then I glued that cupcake in there, and now I'm just attaching the little shoes to make it look like he's sitting down holding the cupcake. And then I put a little teeny pink pom-pom on the hat. And my daughter has not seen him yet. She probably will not watch my video. She might, I don't know, probably not though. She is at college. And yeah, so when she comes home, she'll come home for the weekend, and then I'll give her him. Actually, I'm probably gonna go put him on her dresser. And here is the whole shebang. In some of these pieces, if you didn't see them in this video, it's because they're from my previous videos. So if you like what you see, this stuff here in the end, go check out my previous videos. I'll show you how to make these. And I do have another video coming up probably on the weekend, on Saturday, and it is going to be neutral thrift flips, Valentines, and or spring decor. So I thank you so much. I thank you for watching my video. Remember to check out the playlist and check out the hosts. Click on the like button, and as always, I will be back real soon. And until then, you have a blessed week. Bye.